welcome to the pub. So there are 3 things that you really need your dog to know how to do really well before you're going to take them out into a public setting. The first thing is to walk nicely on a lead, because you're going to have to walk to the place, you're going to have to walk into the place, you're going to have to walk through the place on the lead. So your dog needs to walk really nicely on the lead and not pull you all over the place. The next thing you're going to want your dog to know how to do is how to sit. So you're going to use your dog sit to go through a doorway, you're going to use the sit when you go to the bar, you're going to use the sit when you just generally move around the place that you're going to. You're going to want your dog to sit whenever you've stopped. So whenever you sort of stop and you're stationary, you're ordering your food, you're doing whatever you're doing, you need your dog to sit. It's really a bad idea to have your dog standing, because usually what they do then is they start wandering around, they start sniffing over there, they start sniffing over there, and that could cause issues. So the best thing for you to tell them to do when you're standing still is to sit. Then the next thing you want your dog to understand is how to lay down. So when you actually get to your table, the place that you're going to be settling, you're going to ask your dog to lay down, and you're going to expect them to be able to stay in that down for an extended period of time. So it's really important that you practice down for long periods outside of going to these places, and actually that's true for everything. So you don't just want to practice in the pub or in the cafe, you want to make sure that your heel, your sit and your down are really, really strong, and you practice them in many different places. And this actually goes without saying, your dog should be comfortable in social environments, so your dog should be comfortable around strangers, your dog should be comfortable around other dogs. So if you've got any reactivity or fear-based behaviors that are around those things, you probably want to work on those before you go into a public setting anyway. So basically all it is teaching your dog how to walk nicely on a lead, teaching your dog how to sit, teaching your dog how to lay down, and then you just put all of those things together in the place that you want to go. So it's teaching those individual behaviors, that's the most important thing, and then actually going to the cafe, going to the pub or the restaurant, that is your end goal, but you have to put all of those things together to get there. So all I've done with Murphy is come in, ask him to sit at the bar while I got a drink, then I walk to my table and I ask him to lay down. Now all I expect him to do is lay down, and all I'm going to be doing is just being a little bit observant of the environment. So when people walk past or when people walk around, if somebody comes in with a dog, I'm just going to want to check on him, make sure that he's still in the down, make sure that he's not getting distracted, make sure that he hasn't got up, and if he has done any of those things, I'm just going to address it. So that actually leads on to the next thing that I really want to speak about, is that before you go to a place like this, before you do this with your dog, probably the most important thing is that you are really confident and comfortable with what you are about to do. So if you're ever uncomfortable or you're unsure about doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it. So you want to make sure that you're really confident and you know exactly what you're going to do when X, Y, and Z happen. So you know what you're going to do if your dog gets up, if another dog walks in. You know what you're going to do if your dog gets scared because maybe somebody bumps into them, or you have to be really sure about what you're going to do, and then when you have that confidence, it's going to make the whole experience a successful one. So it's really important that when you're going to go into a place like this, you're going to just feel really confident about it. You're going to have numerous different things that you know that you're going to do when X, Y, and Z happens, and with that confidence you should be absolutely successful, and you should be able to take your dog pretty much anywhere. The thing with getting that confidence, because you're going to say, well, how do I get that, is practicing. So you need to practice those things outside of doing this. So you need to know your dog really well. You need to know how to get them to do the things that you need them to do. You need to know what you're going to do if they don't do those things, or if they become distracted. And if you practice that enough times, you just have to put it all together and do this with them. So if you want to take your dog to a pub, a restaurant, a cafe, or wherever you want to take them, really important that first they are good in a social environment. You haven't got any reactivity issues, you haven't got any fear-based stuff going on towards dogs or other people. That should be an absolute standard. Then what you want to have is you want to have a good sit, you want to have a good loose lead walk in, you want to have a good solid down. You want all of those things to be really, really solid, and your dog should be able to do them for very extended periods of time. And once you've got that, there should be no reason why you're going to fail. All you've got to do, and when you go in, whenever you've stopped, get your dog to sit. Whenever you've settled, get your dog to lay down, and then that's all they have to do. That's all your expectation is, and it should be very, very straightforward. And if you do that, you should be successful. There will be an element to it where you're going to want to reward your dog for certain things. So maybe the first time they see a dog walk in and they don't get up, reward them for that. Then maybe if the waiter or waitress comes to the table, gives you your food, your dog doesn't get up out of their down, reward them for that as well. So once you've ticked all of those boxes, there should be no reason why you should just keep shoveling food into your dog's face. Once they've settled, just let them settle, let them just enjoy the experience, let them go to sleep, let them just fully chill out. If you keep distracting them with food, you're just going to keep them aroused, you're going to keep them agitated and more likely to get distracted. So definitely just reward them a few times, make sure that they've had a few rewards for certain things, and then once you're happy that they're settled, just let them sleep, let them chill, enjoy your drink, enjoy your food, and then you should be good. Anyway, I hope this really helps you guys. Let me know how you get on, and see you in a bit.